These are the top 5 best watches that look really expensive that are under $300, so let's get right into the video. Starting off is the Seiko Men's SRPE 53 5 Sports Watch. This comes in anywhere from $215 to $240, and for a Seiko, this is really pretty. Beautiful sunburst dial in blue, which is one of my favorite colors personally, and I think it just looks incredible in the light and just looks really clean. And definitely just from the look of it right away, it feels like a watch that would be $500 plus. It uses the automatic movement with hand winding and hacking. It's a 40 millimeter case, which is great, and people call it the Dress AX because it mixes sporty and dressy styling, which is great. And the polished and just nicely brushed case makes it really just look expensive. The power reserve is 41 hours and the water resistant is 100 meters, and it's just an all-around really great watch. I definitely think it deserves to be on this list, and you can't go wrong with Seiko. Great brand, people know the name, and it's automatic, so that definitely has to be on this list. Next, moving on to more of a dress watch. This is the Seiko Men's Essentials SWR049. It is a quartz watch, which I actually really like quartz, so it is battery operated, and the price goes anywhere from like 150, probably around 210, 215. But this is a great watch to wear if you're dressing up. I really like the strap on this, but it kind of gives that Cartier feel to it, if that makes sense, which makes it feel a lot more expensive. So that rectangular case, it's unique. Not many people really wear that. I feel like these days, the Roman numerals just make it that unique dial, and it's very slim. So that is obviously a nice part when it comes to dress watches. It's clean, it's elegant, and that black leather strap I think is just, it makes you feel like you're wearing something luxurious. And the quartz is just great because it keeps it thin, and also you don't have to really worry about winding it every day or so. It is 6 millimeters thick, and the case size is 28.4 millimeters. And I think this definitely deserves to be on the list. And for Seiko to make a watch like this, I think definitely is awesome and will make you feel like, hey, this is actually a really clean watch. Moving on to number 3 is the Citizens Men's Quartz Gold Tone Watch. So this is that champagne color watch. Citizen, in my opinion, is one of the best entry level watch brands next to Seiko. And the price would be anywhere from $100 upwards, probably 190. But yeah, the watch itself, that gold tone, you're going to feel like luxurious in a sense. And it's also old school at the same time, which is great. Quartz movements, I think, are really phenomenal on Citizen. I think they do a really just great job when it comes to quartz. And I think there is that feel that it's a day date in a sense, like how Rolex has theirs. So people may even ask you if it's a Rolex, but no, you can tell them it's a Citizen, and that's how your story kind of develops. Because with watches, a lot of the time you talk to other people with watches, and then a story goes from there, and you can tell people where you got the watch. So it's a great conversation piece, and I think this is a great watch for that. And I do think the watch itself looks a lot better online compared, a lot better in person compared to online, and that tends to be the case with a lot of watches. So that's my opinion on it, but it is a 41 millimeter case, and I think this definitely has to go on the list for top 5 watches under $300. Moving on to a more minimalist watch. I know not everyone is into super fancy things, and maybe you want to wear a watch that still has a expensive look to it, but at the same time, you're not going to break the bank and you're not worried about maybe it getting stolen, things like that. It is the Fossil Men's Minimalist Leather Watch FS5305. This goes anywhere from like $60 to $120, so obviously a lower price point, but I think the watch is just very clean. It's a great everyday watch. You have the dial, which is just, it's very just clean. It's not crazy. It's a slim case, so it's not, it's a massive watch that you're carrying around. The brown leather strap I think goes really nice with that kind of that is kind of a Scandinavian style watch, and also just doesn't feel super flashy, which I think is something that people go for it. Everyone wants the flashiest watch. Not everyone wants to wear that Rolex. And if you can't afford it, or maybe you just want to wear watches that aren't super expensive, I think Fossil is a really great brand to start out at, and you can really build a strong collection with watches from Fossil. It is a millimeter case and the crystal mineral, but again, it's just a minimal watch. I think it's great and definitely deserves to be on this list. And the last watch that I had is the BREDA Pulse Men's stainless steel quartz watch. To me, this is the most unique watch on this entire list. It retails anywhere from like maybe $185 to 230, maybe 240. So Breda, the brand, if you don't know about them, they're more like design focused compared to traditional tool watches. So it's more about design rather than functionality and precision, kind of like Seiko. Bracelet integrates really, it's just really all around, and I think is kind of, yeah, they're going for more of the aesthetic, like an art gallery, jewelry kind of aesthetic. I think shape and the feel is definitely more of a kind of vintage look. But it is a 26 millimeter case size. It is quartz, it's great, stainless steel, and yeah, I think it's a very just interesting, different watch that you really don't see all the time. I think it's super unique. I think a lot of people would have questions for you, like, hey, where did you get that watch? I've never seen a watch like that. And sometimes that is a great thing. You know, there are all different price points where people will ask those questions. And I think it's a great watch, and I believe you can get it anywhere from like Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's, Urban Outfitters. So it's a very accessible watch to buy, but I don't think many people know about it, and that is always a great thing when it comes to watches. If you're someone who wants to stand out, maybe have something different in your collection, or if your style is just very like minimalist but also pleasing. So I think a great watch all around, but yeah, I have to say for this list, this is what I would recommend to people that are trying to either build a collection or buy a watch and kind of have, saying for the super premium and rich look, but you're looking for a watch that is not going to be, really expensive. Also going to give you like, hey, I like the watch. I'm proud of this watch. I think it looks great. And these brands, I think, are all a representation of entry level, but also you can, get bigger, more expensive watches. At the end of the day, the watch should be a watch that you enjoy wearing. It's not always about the price, it's not always about how fancy it looks. If you enjoy the watch, if there's a story to it, that matters more. And I think as a collector, the thing that I'm learning more and more is, you know, not every can be the most expensive. Sometimes the best pieces in your collection can be pieces that you really didn't spend a lot of money on, but maybe someone gave it to you, or there was a story of when you purchased it, things like that, or conversations. So always keep that in mind when you're getting watches. I will put the links in the not the description, in the comments down below, and please let me know about this list. Are there any that you would also include that I didn't mention here? I would love to hear it down below, and thank you so much for watching. Take care, and if anyone's curious, I know I've shown this in other videos, but I purchased this Grand Seiko SPGF 003, my graduation, same year that I was born, 1997, so really love this watch, and yeah, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. Bye.